Hello. Hello, hello. Oh my god. Why is it so loud? Okay, I'm gonna mute that just in case I get copyright striked because, like, what the heck was that? Alrighty.
Look towards match number 3 on the day, which means we're at the 50% mark for week 2 of the challenge.
Yay, glitter!
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Snapdragon Pro Series, where we're about to look towards match number 3 on the day, which means we're at the 50% mark for week 2 of the challenge season 4 as well. We mentioned it before the break. Match number 3 is Goofy Goovers versus Team NBA. We'll dive into it. We'll just get straight into it. We'll start chatting about the teams. Give me your thoughts on both the individual teams. Brody.
Goofy Goovers have looked pretty good.
Goofy Goovers.
The Game 5
Sorry.
Disciples is probably the most convincing aspect of their entire run so far. It's like, look, you know,
Goofy Goovers.
Goofy Goovers are a capable
Where's my
squad.
tissue?
It's just whether
Did you end up fighting games earlier?
I'm really excited.
Kind of like 50-50.
To the table, I'm looking at players like Venti and Excellence.
Goofy Goovers.
They've got a lot of potential. It's just realizing that I think in a team setting, when they come down to facing off against the top squads here in the Snapdragon Pro Series, whether or not they can actually kind of activate that potential. Because I believe they got destroyed by Truly. I want to say I think I got like 3-0 by
Brainiac,
so
for real. Please
not
tell
a
them
good
to
sign for
please
them.
unhide me in the Kodam Esports channel.
Well, on the flip side, we've got
Hissing thoughts, I literally can't do anything for you about that because I don't even know who runs that channel. So, sorry.
Someone's got to get a win on the board if they want to keep themselves in the running.
We got Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate caught up.
I'm glad these guys are having an opportunity.
Bro, yo, why is the...
I'm glad they're having an opportunity to really test themselves up.
See, nasty. Look at him, he's jacked.
Matches that they've had against our newer teams,
Dude, this is the most, like... This is the most, like, random group of people I've ever seen.
Playing rank S scrims, so hopefully a couple extra.
And now we're going back. We got NBA Pluto. Andrew Tate caught him. See, nasty. Oh, that's funny.
Extra reps under his belt.
Oops, what did I do?
Give Goofy Goovers a test, but I've got a feeling the Goovers are not going to be goofing around.
We got Goofy Goover puns the whole time.
Oh, that's so funny.
Goofy Goover pun when we went into the break.
I did?
Yeah, because you even called Brody a Goofy Goover. I mean, it's name.
That's like a regular part of my vocabulary, so that's...
It's the dad brain.
I do say it on the daily. I call my daughter Goofy Goober all the time.
That's crazy.
All the sense.
Dolla Dame looking like Malibu's most wanted. What is happening?
And see if any of these will look to benefit either Goofy Goovers or Team NBAs. We have the Hardpoint selection starting with Takeoff, Bobby.
I believe Takeoff is where we saw Team NBA get smoked by Disciples, if I remember correctly.
That's no good.
Not a great sign for them. I'm not sure if we've seen Goofy Goovers there before. But
Put me on. Sub me in. Chat.
Team NBA's history on the map, I don't feel great about
Sub me in, guys.
Yeah, for sure. I think Team NBA is just going to
what's it called?
on Takeoff regardless. I think we've seen it.
Team NBA needs me,
I
bro.
want to say against Zero Remorse, I think they got destroyed on it.
What do you guys think, chat? I think they should pick up NBA Aerith.
So for sure, Takeoff is going to be a questionable one for me, just to see kind of what the improvements look like for them. As we get into the
I'm gonna go watch your stream. What?
Good look, honestly. I'm kind of excited to see
What's
what we
good,
get from
Pedro?
this one we don't often get to see enough. I think a lot of teams just kind of avoid it entirely. It could be a good opportunity.
Never heard of either decent. I've seen some of the players on Excellence.
To actually find a way into this series.
I mean, not Excellence, on Goofy Goover. I know Excellence. That's what I meant to say.
Which makes me think
He's on my friends list.
May have not played it before. We do get the raid control right there to round things out, which I would assume is probably the direction Goofy Goovers are leaning as well.
NBA Team NBA for real. NBA Aerith and Andrew Tate caught him.
This can be a 3-0.
They don't know what's coming.
Those here so far when it comes to those three.
They don't know what hit them.
We'll have to see if Goofy Goovers continues on in the same fashion, if Team NBA show up and get themselves in that discussion when it comes to picking things up. Like we have mentioned before, it's only the second week, but they also kind of came in last minute, so they didn't have as much time to kind of prepare and get themselves ready for this. Now they've had a week in between week number 1, week 2 to make some adjustments, and we'll see if they're able to do that. I'm excited to get into match number 3. Chat, also, I haven't asked you yet. Give us your thoughts, and I'll ask you preemptively because we might get sucked into a rabbit hole before match number 4. Give us your thoughts on both matches 3 and 4 and who you think is going to be taking them home.
Yeah.
This one, will it be Goofy Goovers, or do you think it'll be Team NBA? And then for the last match of the day, do you think it will be Team Mayhem,
NBA for the
or
win.
will it be the Rejects? All right, I want to hear your thoughts and see if they line up with what our casters say both now and later. What are you thinking?
I genuinely thought you were going to ask predictions then.
No, I was going to leave it.
Goofy Goovers
Would be you
gonna
two.
take
So-
this game, but
If you
I
want to
believe
talk about it,
NBA.
You can choose to do it when you're on the other side of the studio, but I'm not gonna push it.
Bobby, your 3-0
Rio,
prediction.
Goofy Goovers.
I already knew where Bobby was.
Yes, yeah.
I knew where Bobby
All right,
is.
how about this one? NBA 3-0.
Oh.
Straight off the bat.
Oh.
I mean,
not?
it's 50-50. There you go.
For sure.
Like flipping a coin.
Look, maybe they have learned from the last week of play.
I don't think it's a learning.
They're so mean.
The two of you they've been making each other laugh since we went to the break, so they are barely focused. All right, I'm gonna send them on over to the other half of the studio, get themselves composed, so we can get into.
What am I eating?
3
I got
and see how
cookies.
this goes.
Alrighty, Bobby.
Eating digestive cookies.
It's, this is a battle of two giants right here. Based on the pictures I saw, there's a literal giant on Team NBA. So we'll see.
Yeah, that dude is buff.
To boost them into their first victory here in the Snapdragon Pro Series.
I want Team NBA to win now.
I'm sorry, guys. Bobby keeps making me laugh. Look, let's be serious here for a second. NBA, there was a chance for them to climb back into
Bro, Sandy, what are you saying, bro?
Series with like what? Just look, if they start the series,
That is a married man.
just like come out here, even if it's a close one, say like 250 to like 240. I think they'll be okay. Honestly, I think they'll be perfectly fine.
You okay?
Yeah, you've killed me. But yeah, I think they'll be perfectly fine. They just need to find a map win somewhere along the line. I think, like you say, they've got a lot of bot choices
And up.
between the first and the
That's
second
crazy.
to play. If they review that and they realize, look, here's where we're going wrong. Because very often I think I do say, like, fundamentally, some teams do not get like stuff wrong, right? It just comes down to the gunfights more often than not. I think sometimes when we looked over towards the first two series, NBA did get some fundamental like rotations incorrect. I think if they can fix those, they actually are in for a chance here to start kind of gaining some traction moving forward into the SPS.
Yeah, I think operator usage is one thing that every one of these newer teams can focus on, just being more calculated, using it on crucial hard points. I think looking at the takeoff hard point, focusing primarily on locking in P3,
National Basketball
making sure that they
Association.
start to try to chain that to P4. And then also, I think a big issue for Team NBA.
I don't think that's the actual, what's it called? I think NBA should stand for nobody but Aerith. You're welcome.
Substitutions that need to be made. Or if maybe
I think that's the
just
move.
a change of roles, whatever that would look like for these players. But I'd say they absolutely, like it's not a guaranteed 3-0 by any stretch of the imagination up against Goofy Goovers, but these
Goofy
guys have
Goovers.
absolutely got to lock it in right here. Because for them, this is really do or die. Like, if you lose this matchup, your hopes of making it anywhere inside of like top 6 for the season are pretty much chalked.
Yeah, I think
Damn.
the conversation we've been having consistently is what do the top teams outside of the top 4 look like, right? And maybe even outside the top 3, because again, we're not 100% certain the Trudy's in there yet. I think
Yeah, I don't know why the NA skill gap is so big.
Trudy's in there just yet,
The
because
top 4 teams are all like
so
decently
it's to kind of
close.
gauge where the roster's like.
But then after the top 4, it just drops in skill level. It just becomes shitters. Like, no offense.
Conversation over there, but I have breaking news.
Oh.
Breaking news.
What's going on right now?
Breaking news.
Unfortunately,
Oh.
NBA has forfeited this match.
Oh my god.
So the win will go to Goofy Goovers. I can bring you
Team
guys
NBA is
back
actually
on
letting me
the
down.
side of the studio
Letting me down, bro.
So we can get a little bit reset and prepared for the next match.
What the hell?
We might have to do some waiting to make sure Team Mayhem has had enough time to get off of their off-stream match as well, because they will be who's coming up around the corner for match number 4.
What am I eating? Sorry, I'm eating
That is how
cookies.
Cookie crumbled.
Oh my gosh, you said cookie when I said cookie.
I honestly, thought about that. I might.
What's a good map? GG. Match GG. It's close the game, guys. Close the game.
That's a technicality. That's not allowed.
I didn't say that it wasn't a technical victory.
Gladly win on a technicality.
That's true.
I have
Bobby's
no
just
shame.
padding his stats right now.
Yeah, he needs it. He needs it after all.
Call me Joel.
After the omniscient prediction earlier on in the season, needs that.
Wait.
All right, well.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
it took
you
me
got
a
that.
second.
Took it there.
It's very late here. I'm sorry.
All right, well, we're just going to continue on. Like we've been mentioning, the fourth match of the day is Mayhem versus Rejects. This is one that we've been looking forward to all day. So I'm not sure how much time we have for now. Let's just start talking about Mayhem and Rejects.
You know what? They needed me. NBA needed me.
Or whatever.
Hi, Johnny.
Yeah, for sure. It's a really big discussion. I mean, like, it's kind of difficult to even start talking about these two rosters because they are two of the behemoth.
Did you watch Space Play earlier?
Been like that for a very, very long time, and they've got a lot of history facing off against one another. The last time they faced off, it was a Rejects victory. We'll talk about that a little bit more later on. But since then, there's been changes, right? I think this is the key thing. Since then, we've seen roster changes. So now I think.
Oh, I'm not on a Red Magic 7. I'm on a Rock 7. I used to be on the Red Magic 7.
Got a look at them last week versus LG versus a top roster. And
I was in an exam while he was playing. Wow. Horrible girlfriend.
The kind of dominant Mayhem roster.
Where's Teabag's Mayhem jersey? What's going on? At least Photoshop it in.
So whether or not Kings is now back here for this matchup, which I think you probably would need to be. Will, I think,
life full of caps.
So I've actually heard that King's substitution was a calculated move for this Mayhem roster. So
what?
Very possible that we will not see him starting once again up against Rejects. Obviously, that was something that I heard around the time that last weekend's matches happened. And with
Nah, me personally, I would not sub out. I would not bench Kings.
Be back in the starting lineup.
I would bench.
But we'll see. I feel like Jesus can save you.
Probably Jesus.
Performance last week, definitely still not anywhere near his best performances. But felt like we saw improvements from the Jesus that we saw in Stage 5 because once again, the numbers he was putting up there were.
Let's go Team Rejects. Chat predictions?
So I think if we can see a little.
How about I do a poll? We haven't done a poll in so long.
He plays a huge leadership role for this squad, and obviously that's not something that you want to give up. Just as one of the vocal leaders on your team, you do want him to be there in the middle of the action, but. We'll see what the changes end up looking like. Is obviously the addition of Envy for this Reject squad.
That's a huge pickup.
More impactful than any of the changes that we've seen for Team Mayhem.
Yeah, for sure.
Stug.
Envy is a big pickup. I mean, I've been saying this since like day one since it happened, right? Envy.
Wait, where's their?
Leaving LG.
Where's Forsaken?
On this team is such a massive boost of power for this roster because Envy was one of the top slayers on LG at the time. LG
isn't Forsaken in this team?
But Envy is still a massive pickup for
why bench Jesus? Jesus is cracked. I don't think he's as good as everyone else on the team.
It looks as if he's
dude, I'm friends with Adam. I'm a fan of him, but I don't think. In terms of skill wise, I think keep Kings, and you have Teabag now to play that sub role, and you have Raph to play shotgun.
I don't think there is any conversation in that putting Envy on a
Kings AR. You don't really need Jesus. Let me see. Hold on.
Is actually going to be ready really quickly. We managed
Kings at the time.
Yeah. Okay. So you got your AR, Kings, and Blur, goated ARs, and you got your sub and your shotgun. Blur can snipe, Kings can snipe, Teabag can snipe. That's why I mean, like, you don't really need Jesus. Like, I think Jesus is a great player, but he's a sub, right? He's an SMG. I think Jesus isn't as good as what's it called, Teabag or Cartels. And you can't replace Raph because Raph is like the craziest movement shotgun player in the game. And Raph is consistently like clapping kids with R9. Jesus can't really replace Blur or Kings because both of those two players are ARs and he's an SMG.
It is a good thing, factually.
All right, well,
that's the only reason why I would think.
Really quickly. We managed to get everybody ready.
But that's just like my perspective.
Mayhem was able to 3-0 Sane, so Mayhem's now coming off of a 3-0 victory, heading straight into this match up against Rejects.
Drop the Canadians.
We can get them up here to start talking about it.
Frick you, Johnny. Frick you.
And we're starting here on Arsenal, Bobby.
Why keep squaring up? I think Cartels is the best on Mayhem, to be honest. I think Cartels definitely is underrated. Like, when you think of Mayhem, I feel like the first person you think of isn't Cartels. But Cartels is so good and so like underappreciated in my opinion. Like, he's very consistent, and he kind of does it like quietly. I mean, Canadian men, not you, ma'am. Okay. American teams are never really American. Well, it's North American, okay, not USA.
And that's gone all the way through because there wasn't a crossroad strike in that series as well. So it's all new.
Also, fan of Robalo. Yeah, where's Forsaken chat?
No 20-round S&D coming your way here.
Can we appreciate Glitter's space buns? Those are beautiful.
Once again, I'm not really sure what to make of the Tunisia either. Mainly because it's not a map that we get to see either of these two teams play terribly often. Because they. All
right, predictions. Who's gonna win and by how much? What's the score prediction? I'm gonna say Rejects. Oh damn! I'm gonna say Rejects 3-2. Why not?
Probably going to be through the search and destroy. That's been their strongest game mode for a while. You got a crossroads strike there.
I trust what Aerith says because she's on point when it comes to skill level. So on point, I think she has the scripts on this one. Dude, yeah, it's scripted. I have the script, but sometimes I have to like predict wrong, so you know it's not too obvious. You feel me?
Has the potential to create.
I heard Forsaken had wedding stuff this week. Yeah, but he's not even like shown on the roster. Like, see? He's not even shown on the roster.
It's time for me to send you on over to the other half of the studio. Let's get this match underway.
I feel like I've been treated a little bit.
3-2 Team Mayhem, fair enough.
I'm not mad. This is yeah, the fact that we get
this is exciting.
Fresh maps in a
10 years later to go, what you mean? Solar is so big new, bro, like actually. His mic went goofy.
I'm really liking the way that we're looking toward this one, and should be a banger.
Yeah, for sure. Really excited to get into this one, folks. Again, this is a really important matchup for these two teams.
Yeah.
Because it could well decide kind of maybe seeding, maybe even if some kind of upset happens, it could well decide.
What are the top 4 NA teams? So you got LG, you got Rejects, which is the old tribe, with NV now, Mayhem, and Truly.
We maybe haven't discussed enough so far is that there are only 2
the big 4 in North America.
So we've got these 3 teams that we've been talking about. Now is a really good.
Benny, you said Mayhem twice. It's Truly. It's Truly Mayhem LG Rejects. There you go. Easy peasy.
We are going to be one of those teams that deserves the spots.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because obviously going back to when it was Tribe.
Is that like Nerf gun bullet shells? Are we going to talk about that? Those are Nerf guns.
When these two are going up against each other.
I absolutely despise Arsenal. Like, with every part of my freaking... Dude, I genuinely hate this map so much. Look at their profile picture. Look at Team Reject's profile picture. All of them look super scary. And then you got S-Thug with his little anime profile picture. That's so crazy. Ooh, 4-piece for Mayhem off the bat. Cartel is going crazy. Got clapped by Solo. Oh.
Big map between these two teams. Big start coming out from Mayhem as they garner early control over a P1. Rejects though with 30 seconds left here. Gonna give us at least one more hit. Rabalo looking to triple.
Yeah, S-Thug is being different. Damn, King's on 5 kills already. See, look, I told y'all. Kings is playing, and who's not playing? Jesus. I think this is a smart move. And Jesus is a great player, but I think this is a good move.
They're just going to focus with 20 seconds left on making sure they've got the rotation, and they're also kind of overextending somewhat.
Okay, what is the spectator doing? What are... Wow, look at the pretty bridge. Oh. Solo punched them. Why is Raph using a PDW? Dude, 48 on P1 is nasty.
Perfectly placed trophy system as well to shut down the Pred missile, but just like that, Cartel is able to find his way on into the Hardpoint, makes the read, not going to be able to win the gunfight though. Raph lurking around the backside, Teabag, big time gunfight win right there, and if Cartels can clear things out, maybe an opportunity for Team Mayhem. He wins the gunfight on the top side, and now down to S-Thug to try to solo hold.
Now Raph going to get overwhelmed there. Nicely done from S-Thug. Has a little bit of help from his teammates in Solo and Envy, but now the spawns around the back line here for Team Mayhem.
PDSW is strong in my opinion. I guess so if he's using it, but I don't know. Rejects about to cook. They are cooking slightly on P2. What the hell? They went back for scrap.
Control of the rotation. So far
Ooh.
so good as far as
oh, big trade. What about using Fennec? Fennec's OP. That's so unfortunate, dog.
3 operators on side already for Mayhem, so do not be surprised if they come out in defense of this hub.
But Jez looks like he's trolling.
Those backside spawns and those opening gunfights are gonna be crucial. Solo looking to push up, he can't make anything out of it. Slow start out of Jez and S-Thug, only 5 kills for the
No.
and I don't know how Raph was able to do that, but he makes it happen right there. And King's back in the starting lineup for this squad.
That's what I mean, bruh.
King's down with Annihilator in hand. Not gonna have eyes on the initial entry, but makes at least 2
Nice.
3 clean as can be. One more on
Ooh.
the side. He's
Oh
not
my god.
the last one, but that's where it counts most. And Rejects gonna be able to break back on in Blur, trying to lock in some of this hard point.
When will you represent Canada in NA games? I represented enough, bro.
Mayhem should be able to get the scrap.
But now S-Thug is back out with an Annihilator of his own. Can only find a double though. Nicely done from T-Bag to outplay S-Thug in the moment. Big last few seconds of time there as Mayhem walk away with the large majority of time off the back of that hill, and now about a 40 to 50 point advantage over the Rejects. Now in control of Nuke. Mayhem looking to find their way through it. Blur and
The Sparrow.
a couple of players to try to do something about this.
How's Raph not dead? Oh, there we go. Oh. Big War Machine. What? That's absurd. Big kill. Big. Oh my god. Go crazy. Go crazy. No! I agree with removing operator chapter. Yeah, that's the thing. Operators are like very, very big.
He was sitting on, what, 5 up until a second ago, but a big feed for Rejects right there. And just like that, they're back in this Solo. Equalizer for himself. What can he make out of it? They've got flood one by one through that entry.
Ooh.
But they're going to be able to at least get contest time right here as Team Mayhem are able to lock that back down. One final contest for Solo. He's going to get shut down, and now the foot race toward P5. It's all Rejects set up around the outside, but a nice little flank here. Opportunity for.
Did you join the Ringcast tour? Yeah, I already played Ringcast a few days ago.
Big kills being made right now for Rejects here for this rotation. This has been such a close hard point so far. Back and forth.
Call of throwables and utility, basically. Oh my god. Get in the hill. Big double from Envy. What the heck?
Continue to hit this hill, and Envy finds a crucial double that enables Rejects to hold control. But Mayhem never far from the action. Already starting to find.
Damn, Mayhem got so many kills, but they need to get on hill.
Solo's taken down.
What the heck?
We'll find one, but the trade is looking pretty good. This has been such an intense hard point between these two teams already, and Mayhem now immediately bleed out.
Back and forth on the inside at P.
Yeah, what is happening?
Raph's waiting on reinforcements. S-Thug gonna look to contest right here.
Big.
Connect 18 on the board for him. And he and King's Blur leading the way right now as Team Mayhem. Looks like they're going to have free reign for the scrap time right here as Rejects trying to get the.
I gotta set up new. Oh my god, 4 spawned out so far.
Trying to see if he can find a pick to open things up. Should have an audio cue on to Solo.
Big kill.
Exactly
Ooh, claw out.
Does pop the claw right there.
Sparrow.
To shut him down.
Ooh.
Sparrow gets traded out instantaneously, and Rejects hopping back on the point. Solid start right here is Mayhem. Nowhere to be found.
Man, these operator usages have just been really the difference makers.
Oh my god.
Game so far, they really can make or break a hard point.
What?
Now we're seeing one.
I'd be pissed.
Earlier on, had a stellar go at things with the Annihilator. Now wants to do it again. He's already found one.
Ooh, number 5?
Players coming off the respawn on the other side, but how much more?
Oh my god, so low, bro.
Envy before now. Rejects are able to hit the hard point once again. Mayhem, a big opportunity for them to pull away here.
Number 4 spawned out.
Rejects just contesting.
He spawned out so far, holy. Is it going through vents? No, not vents. That's window, never mind.
King's going to be there to pick up the slack where his teammate left off. Jess now, the last one left
Ooh.
to do something here. He will go.
This game is close. This game is like really close.
They are never far away from the action. So that 30-point deficit that we saw between Mayhem and Rejects at the start.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Hasn't really changed all that much.
Not at all.
Hi,
Two
Tyrese.
Bacon Cartels locking down the
What is
right
up?
now, but they've got to get some control toward that top side. Envy flies from
Big.
above, takes it out, and that Solo taking the tower position. Equalizer shut down, and now an opportunity.
Oh my gosh, Solo's hiding.
To take the lead right here. S-Thug seeing what he can find with the Annihilator in hand. Shots not.
This is a very balanced match.
Cartel's going to be able to find one to open things up. Solo is going to get dealt with out of tower.
Ooh.
Wins that big gunfight in the top side, so should enable
Come back.
hop on into the hard point right here and retake the lead.
Yeah, that was a big
Pistol kill.
Rejects there. Now, even the odds here as the
Oh my gosh.
now gonna have to start
Nice kill.
work their way back towards the lead that they had previously. Good start as T-Beg and Blur gonna combine for 3. Reject's going to go for a 2-2 split here on the last 15 seconds. They might be better served going for the rotation, and I think Jez and Envy just realized that as well as they moved away from the AA guns and just straight back over towards that rotation. But one player might be out of position. Rejects, do they check for it? Bit of an odd placement. Nobody ever checks the vents. Cartels, no trigger display.
Nice. Nice double. The fact that he got 2 there is pretty good. Why do I hype up Cartels and he's doing the worst? What are we doing? Big double from Kings. Yeah, subbing out Kings was kind of goofy in my opinion.
Is he going to apply pressure to the hard point though? Players on, but they don't have spawn control. They've got
Ooh.
to that opposite side, and that's Cartels finding it.
Ooh.
Just like that.
Oh, bro got punched.
But spawn still go the way of Rejects, and Mayhem cannot make anything out of that big.
Look at Solo.
Here. Would have liked to find something beyond the kills, and right now, all they can really hope for is some contest time.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Those back spawns are way too potent, way too powerful. Rejects.
Good hold from Rejects there.
Happy with that one, but T-Bag will actually find 3 over by Old, so that's a very valuable 15 seconds of scrap time. And well,
Big double from Ref.
a ton of kills that they really should not be finding.
I only just joined what's happening. This is the game 1. Game 1 between Mayhem against Rejects, which is X Tribe.
Didn't look like they were going to be in position, but Rejects rotated so early that it allowed them to cut the map in half, and with Cartels pushing up, them winning the gunfights, Team Mayhem now has an opportunity
Oh.
toward P4 as well. Raballo seeing what he can make out of the War Machine right here, still in hand, but King
Oh my god, the Annihilator got shut down.
it is going to be Raballo post-mortem finding a kill, but Team Mayhem, equalizer in hands for Rav, trying to see what they can lock down. Over-aggressive toward that window hop through. Contained and contested for a time being, but Cartel
Big.
it out right there. And this
Dude,
is
these spawns are garbage.
Mayhem. They've got to establish some control if they want to find any hard point time.
Big 25 seconds here for Rejects. You have to have it.
Oh,
You have to make sure you take Mayhem away from the kill.
he's so low.
Smoke grenades.
Oh my god.
Those players down. I'll tell you what though is the operators coming out.
Is it legal to own guns in Canada? Do you think about wanting to protect yourself?
And now the spawns.
I would never keep a gun in my house.
Anywhere near close towards the rotation, and it was Cartels who ends up losing the gunfight to Solo.
It is legal in terms of if you have the necessary like credentials for it. Like, I mean, not credentials, but what's it called? You need your gun license, and
Perfectly played. That is about as good of a P4
I'm not sure if you need a separate license to keep the gun in your house.
there. Cartels
But I know there's rules for transporting guns.
cannot find any semblance of map control. There's one
Oh my god, it's so close.
It looks like it's going to be T-Bag looking to make a play right here. He's able to find one. Can they find entry?
What is happening?
One player there, one player on the outside lurking for this reject squad. Annihilator still yet to be dealt with. In
S-Thug.
But the trades go through. Blur with the War Machine for himself.
You cannot even drive, no comment? What do you mean? I can drive. I got my G2 already.
Find a zone, but there's nobody close by for the reject.
I could literally drive on my own on highways now. Easy peasy. Oh, big claw. Right to his head. Who are you going for? I think... Oh, dude, I don't know. I predicted Rejects are gonna win. But Mayhem is playing better. In terms of getting their kills, Mayhem is slaying. King's on 43. Jesus. This is a big hill.
already in gear.
Oh.
Double solo for another one.
Oh.
They've got the first wave of gunfights.
The feed has just been yellow for the last minute and a half. Mayhem hemorrhaging right here.
It might be done. This hill is so hard to break.
Can't find an avenue into the Hardpoint solo. Gonna be able to clear things.
Oh, he saw him.
An equalizer in hand, and nobody's looking to push right here. Maybe finally an opportunity to push through the back.
It might be done.
Shut down by the
Wow. Mayhem choked. Mayhem choked.
Wow, right at the end of the game. I mean, Mayhem had control of the game for basically
The entire time, dude.
50-point advantage that just would not go away.
Wow.
What was it? P4 hole, I want to say,
P4.
coming out. From
Feels
Mayhem
bad.
for basically the entirety of the time. And it's worth saying that there was a response from Mayhem, and that response was to not hit through like you normally would.
I think Equalizer just lasts too long and has too much bullets. Dude, Mayhem had the lead the entire time, every hill, bro. And they... Wow.
The rejects ended up, I mean, in the end.
Kings went crazy, though.
No question about it. To be off
Damn.
as started as they were, it seemed like maybe a hope that the hardpoint was drastically improving for Team Mayhem once again. This not being a map that we've gotten to see them play a whole lot. But man, just as clinical of a P4 as you will see, and the spawn control was just untouchable at every turn for this reject squad. Started off a little bit slow, but once players started to get going, there was not a whole lot that went wrong for them. The operator usage was nearly perfect at every turn, and they closed the game.
That is rough,
Obviously,
dude.
this is where things really started to go south on that chain, over from P3 to P4, and they did a phenomenal job of minimizing any time for Mayhem on P3 as well.
Yeah, I gotta say as well, something that you're seeing throughout the highlight package there. is
43?
Every single operator from these teams did not go wasted. Every single one had some kind of use to one way or another to have some kind of break in towards a hard point. So a really good
Holy.
coming out from these teams. Exactly what we would expect. But here we look at the end.
Feels bad.
Stats. You got a feel for Kings, 43 and 35. He wasn't playing from last week versus LG. He is playing from now versus Rejects, and thank goodness for that, because he is playing on top form. T-Bag 38 and 34 as well. Raph 33 and 30. Those guys, I mean, pretty much everyone across the board for Mayhem is having a good game besides Cartels. So it's a rough one for them to come out and lose it.
Would love to see Blur find ways to get more involved, because only having 53 engagements relative to what we saw out of everybody else is very, very low, especially on a map like that where you're having that much impact as an AR and you're holding down those longer lanes. He's got to find more ways to get involved, especially if you're
That's rough
on the hard point. So that's one thing that I'd like to see change out of that Mayhem squad. That's one of the things. He's always going to be a high KD player, but are those kills finding an impact in the game? And it felt like, especially toward the end, they were not. So now we head into the search and destroy.
S&D.
Feels like a must-win map for Mayhem. The search and destroy in general being their path to victory. It's a Tunisia.
Where you, Aerith, you didn't play this game? No, I'm not playing.
We'll see what they've got in their pockets.
I'm just watching the tournament.
This one.
Yeah, for sure. We haven't seen it really at all from these rosters, right? I think we've probably seen it a few times.
S&D for Team Mayhem. I agree.
So it'll be interesting to see kind of what the strategies look like for these rosters again.
I agree with you.
We're looking at these rosters kind of post-roster mania, as it were, to see kind of
roster mania
onto these sites and such. I will say, across search and destroy on the whole, again, a reminder as to what happened the last time these two teams.
7-5 for Team Mayhem. Fair enough.
20. So could well happen again. We would love around 20. Over time,
that wouldn't be bad.
It would be pretty cool to see between these two teams, especially after that hard point, which was an insane hard point. I think probably the closest hard point we've had all season,
probably
so far, even between both of the regions. So far, Mayhem versus Rejects is delivering on every single front. But now we get another search and destroy, and kind of the question remains:
what's a map?
Does the
Slums?
search and destroy prowess that we saw from Rejects in that matchup, that fateful matchup for Mayhem over at Champs, does that translate now into this one on Tunisia versus Mayhem?
Ah, Tunisia.
Last time I can think of either of these teams playing Tunisia was actually map 5 of the regular season between LG and Tribe at the time, and that was coming off the backs of Tribe absolutely steamrolling them in a takeoff.
They left.
Point. And they started off
well, they know they're going A.
3-0, and then LG 7-0'd the rest of it.
Which is
I remember that.
strategy, right?
I remember that.
That was also a very different tribe squad because that was with Forsaken, that was with Space, and that was also with maybe one other player that I'm blank. No, Bolu wasn't playing at the time, but once again, very different roster. They didn't have Envy at the time, and Envy's coming from an LG team that feels very, very confident on Tunisia Search and Destroy, so maybe something that he brings to the table as well.
Yeah, and that can't be understated as well. Again, I mentioned it very briefly during kind of the pre-match talk, but Envy, what he brings to this roster, just in terms of raw.
Can anyone tell me why they're using rejects instead of tribe? Because they're not
had already beaten Mayhem.
what do you call it? They're not signed to tribe anymore. It's the old tribe. It's like the same roster, and the players are all the same except Envy.
I think it was for elimination, I want to say.
But they either got dropped or their contract ended and they just didn't re-sign.
Definitely taking it seriously. So to see Envy now come into this roster, I think he brings a lot to the team. If they were that good then, I'm excited to see what they look like now. Rejects, just, I don't think they've played any of the top teams yet. They only played NBA Insane, I want to say. So this is their first real test, and I'm liking what we're seeing so far.
Yeah, definitely crucial regain out of them on that first map. See if it carries through to map number 2. Obviously, the sniper presence is going to be one of the big things you want to keep an eye on.
Already.
Back in the starting lineup could be big time for Team Mayhem.
Big A push.
It's like an aggressive push on over towards
Big kill from Solo.
Opening things up with
Big kill from Envy. Big kill from Envy.
Gosh, Envy with a 2-piece right there. Not really known as a sniper, but making quick work of those 2 Mayhem snipers. And just like that, all down to Cartels and Teabag. Cartel's going to be able to find one, so at least keeps hope in the round alive. Teabag's going to need to hit some big shots right here. Rabalo does not have an angle on that entry point. Audio cues should have been given away off of that one. Smokes go across, and now trying to make something out of nothing, but Rabalo reads it all down to Teabag. It would need to be a 1v4. He's going to be able to find 2 right there.
How's he alive?
15 seconds remaining. Not much for him to work with as he looks to
NT.
shut down.
Great start coming out from Rejects, getting early control of the site. Of course, Collat Snipe probably does help the situation a fair bit as Mayhem unable to win that round out. Big start coming out from Envy. 3 kills in that first round. Unconventional, as you say, to see him handle the sniper, but we'll see whether he can find any more value out of it into this round.
Ooh.
In the middle of the map and wasn't quite ready for the pre-aim. Cartel's getting aggressive here, and that's a great call from Rejects to realize that's exactly what's happening.
Now there's nobody.
No one's on B.
That B site, so should be open
what?
for Rejects if they want it. One player watching that initial entry.
That angle is nice. From stairs to cross. Wow.
And he's gonna be able to take down Teabag. Did not miss a bullet right there.
That's a good angle.
Team Mayhem, a man down, looking for the retake. One player from mid, one player looking to rejoin him right here as they clear out each of these angles, but Rejects are fully focused in right here. And the longer that Mayhem take, the more difficult this is going to be. King's obviously got the information, but Rabalo's going to be able to slide across, avoid any type of angle that he could potentially play, and with Blur dropping right there,
well played.
Guaranteed round for the Rejects.
Should be. Never want to count anybody out in the situation, although I think I could probably put my caster curse down for the moment, as Kings is not going to do any more.
Am I eating anything? I got cookies.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it early on in the round. As soon as Rejects take, I think it was Cartels down that was getting hyper aggressive.
Triborg does short-term contracts and tends to buy an existing team once the world champs will underway. Yeah, basically.
That gift is just too much for
I think that's the best way to do it for an org's perspective.
Here in the session, I think Jez got 4 in the last round.
They don't want to invest too long. Kings kill themselves.
Well, unfortunately, Kings is going to take himself out of the play. That's going to leave just 2 players on the play.
What the hell?
Looking good to each trade back 1, but the trades are going in favor of Rejects on the whole, as now they've got the numbers and the bomb site.
Definitely an odd map to take yourself out on, given the nade angles that exist and whatnot, but unfortunately it will strike for Team Mayhem and left scrambling once again.
He might have lagged.
Rejects will look to plant right here, and right now Team Mayhem just hoping they get over aggressive. You got Cartels with an R9 in hand, but only so much use that you're going to be able to find out of that. Does have a nade that he's saved, so if he can avoid the trophies, opportunity, but I think a collat right there for Blur.
A collat.
Turns things into a 2v2. And an opportunity.
Wait, there's a chance.
Or a 2v4 retake right here. Envy in the top side. Sniper in hand. Cartels clearing off angles with that shotgun. Will he
Oh my God.
on to solo? He doesn't have to. Blur does it himself. He's going to go ahead. Overwatch right here.
Oh my God, bro.
Envy as well.
That's an ace. That's an ace. That's an ace. That's an ace. Wow, chat. Wow.
The last one was an insane one. Recognizing exactly where the bomb is planted for and just keeping an eye on where that player is going to pop out. Blur saves the round, not to mention the second collat that we've seen so far in 3 rounds of Search and Destroy, by the way. Now I want to see that same kind of success.
That is insane.
Into round number 4. Mayhem giving up a lot of space. T-Bag going to have to back away from B. At the very least, he does preserve his life, but the bomb now has been given up.
They're content to give up the
LW3, what's that? Is that the Tundra?
And I don't think a ton used for
Wow,
Mayhem,
wow,
so
wow.
we'll see what type of pressure they can apply.
This is a 5v5 retake? Ugh. It's gonna be so messy. Mayhem's not gonna win this.
Raph's able to tuck away with a shot.
Never mind, Mayhem's gonna win this. What the hell?
They take down a couple. Jez is able to find one.
What?
Now all down to solo. He's a 1v4
What?
right here and can't make the last shot.
Oh, the Tundra? Yeah, the Tundra's on cooldown.
1 HP. It looked like he was
It might get
lower than
banned.
that, but wins the gunfight anyway. And Team Mayhem bounced back to top.
So basically, with the Tundra,
Coming out from Team Mayhem, they collapse on the bomb site all at
I mean,
once.
with new guns, they are on like a few weeks cooldown.
Just to close up the
Where
Search and
in
Destroy,
competitive, you're not allowed to use it,
Hardpoint
but
so far,
after that,
2-2 with
it's
Blur.
allowed. Unless
Where the rejects want to take the bomb this time
Comp decides to
around.
ban it if it's like too broken.
It's going to be an A kit. Hopefully no team kills from Mayhem this time.
When am I gonna play? I'm not playing today anymore. I already played.
Calm down for the moment. Raph,
Period.
just chilling. Waiting for somebody to cross his path. S-Thug just around the corner. As soon as he peeks out, he's dead.
Blur looking for the jump.
Tundra
shot
isn't
angle.
broken.
And surely
It kind of
Jez
is in terms of it being better than all the other snipers.
and can relay the information. May look to get aggressive right here if he hears a slight delay, but with Raph tucked away in this corner, there's not much, and there it is. Jez takes down Blur right there. And the opening that rejects are looking for once again, the bomb.
Like it's way too fast.
Fully commit right here. Raph has still got to get dealt with, and he's going to be able to find one. Nearly makes it 2, but does the damage for at least 1 to fall. Cartel's tucked away in the top side position, but all down to T-Bag.
1v2?
Right as Solo and Jez remain. He's all the way on the opposite side of the map. They're instantly going to go for the plant right here, and he's trying to see if he can find an angle. Does have one onto Jez, but can't quite connect for the and that's going to be Solo instantly peeking to shut things down.
Look, I know there's a woulda, coulda, shoulda asterisk to this, as there always is, but if you had a little bit more trigger discipline there in that 1 versus 2, just waited a little bit longer, you might have been able to catch the bomb planter off and pull off the 1 versus 2, but not to be.
If I was reject, I'd play around A.
Softer.
It's clear that Mayhem's A hold is not as good as their B retakes.
Close out the rounds. Now once again, same
Flashed.
strategy this time.
They're doing double. Oh, they're pushing up.
Well, this is super duper aggressive coming.
Why?
Already going to take advantage of the first for the first.
Why?
Going to pick up the second as well, and that's why you don't generally see teams do this. Mayhem now have to fully invest into.
Oh my god.
And his
He got caught.
kill. Now a rotation away from the site.
Follow this round?
Blur down for the count. 1v5. T-Bag. Good luck. Have fun, mate.
Yeah, Cartels just panics right there, and once he gets caught out, not much they can do. Rejects looking strong on the offensive side.
Thunder reload time is so bad,
Go
dog.
ahead and flip sides right
You
here
have
to
7
see
bullets
what
in your
Mayhem can
chamber,
do
but dog,
in
like,
response.
if you miss all 7 shots and you have to reload, that's on you, my boy.
Single-handedly coming at the hands of Blur, you can't feel super confident about the way things are going, and even less so given the fact that they have left the bomb in spawn.
For how good the gun is, having a longer reload is like,
And maybe that's a calculated move
like,
to
it doesn't even get close to canceling each other out.
Players, whatever it would be. T-Bag looking to get pushed up right here, and S-Thug playing that same tight quarter. He does not read
Oh.
Kings.
Nice play from S-Thug. Not ready for that whatsoever. We're Kings and T-Bag. And I also kind of like this play from Jez, not getting hyper aggressive, despite the fact that you
Oh my god, Solo.
know that Raph's got the better weapon in the situation. You know that if anybody's going to be using an R9, it's going to be Raph. Solo just trying to put some bullets through the wall. It's going to take a while for those bullets to travel through the concrete, so it's not going to get there anytime soon. Mayhem now Gonna have to go back and retrieve the bomb. And it does feel like at the very least they've got some kind of path here towards a plant over by B if they can get past Envy. That's a big if though.
Blur's just gonna sit here and hope for a pick, but he's getting really aggressive right here and in a risky position. Solo's continuing to try to find some info through that wall. Blur just hoping for a first blood to create a little bit of breathing room.
Oh, he doesn't know he's proning there.
He's just gonna lurk all the way through. Can't connect for the first shot onto Solo. Does make the second one happen and able to get away.
Damn, bro, just baiting him.
With cartels lurking through mid-map, might be an opportunity, but Rapallo shuts it.
Oh, nice trade.
Right there. And there's still
2v3.
this round is Mayhem are able to bring it into a 2v3 with only 19 seconds. You got to make a move right here.
Big.
Envy's going to be able to take down Raf, and now all down to Blur. Needs a 1v3.
Damn.
Snug says not today.
Man. If anyone was going to pull that off, it would be Blur, to be honest, with the sniper rifle, but it's just not to be. Rejects with the numbers overwhelm Mayhem. Now just 2 rounds away from a 7-2 victory here in Search and Destroy. Very, very
Damn, this is rough.
off in a competitive setting. And Rejects playing heavy aggressive on towards the A site this time around.
Ooh! Raf just movement him.
No reaction here.
Damn.
He sits in a corner and waits for the players to
It's so messy. Oh my
I
god.
think they get more than they bargained for here as Mayhem
2v3, damn.
Just so many predictable approaches from that open entry toward the A side, and they're not able to make.
That's unfortunate.
King's not going to be able to clean up the kill right there. And once again, left for Blur to try to find some sort of god shot out of this situation. Envy,
yeah, it's done.
The AR in the top side position, and now it's Blur down to 1v3. Does have that nade in hand, but the bomb has dropped. And Rejects should have an idea what the position is.
Big flank. Big flank. Yo, look at Jez.
But you got one player deep in spawn. They may very well be playing for an execution right here. Not sure what it is, but very, very unusual out of position angles.
Could you imagine an execution in this caliber of matchup? That would be something to write.
Nah, I think they're just playing, like, what's it called? For retakes together.
I'll set it once, so I'll set it.
Because once he plants the bomb, it's a 1v3. If they stay on the bomb site, Blur could get one and get picks, and then it'll be a 1v2. It's smart.
Just being careful.
No, Jez.
To be honest, with how long he was L-triggering, I was like, you sly dog.
He could have done it too.
He could have.
He had plenty of time, especially with the plant just starting, but Team Mayhem.
Wow, Mayhem is in shambles, bro. Oh my god. Shambolic.
Anything on the offensive side, and now on the brink of going down.
Oh my god, they just read him like a book.
What a perfect read out of Rejects. My gosh, could not have been played.
They read him like a book, yo.
Once again. And Blur looking for a miracle. It's been the case for
execution's allowed.
How many rounds? Bombs tucked away in a corner, and Cartels is just hoping that somebody over aggresses right here. They very well, but you cannot let that happen. Blur is able to
no way.
7-2 search and destroy.
That's so embarrassing, bro. Oh my god.
We can make the argument that S&D is the mode of Mayhem, because it certainly did not look like it there.
What the hell?
What did Solo just do?
That was...
dude. Oh, get that one.
Put that as replay, yeah.
Oh, goodness me. Relatively close search and destroy, I think, early on, right? I think they were trading rounds back.
Jeez. That was crazy.
Kind of just struggling, I guess, at least at first, to find ways in towards the bomb sites. But one thing was definitely...
Oh, that was a great clutch. That was an ace, too.
That Mayhem did win were generally down to individual heroics from players such as Blur, such as Wrath, coming out and, you know, pulling off kills that really they shouldn't be pulling off. But when Rejects, I think, really started to hammer the point home that, hey, this is our search and destroy, I don't know if Mayhem stood a chance. And again, this is a very, very different
damn
we saw in that 2-1 victory for Rejects back at Champs, where it went to overtime round 20. This is just, back then it was like a stalemate. You know, we were looking for the smallest thing to change. This time around, Rejects are convinced.
No, they didn't show the clip.
Yup. Looking very,
wow.
I mean, if they continue at this pace, making a strong case
8 and 3, Jez. Damn.
Team in North America. Blur doing everything he could, 9 and 7 right there, but the rest of the squad just not keeping up, and consistency across the board for Rejects, exactly what you would expect. Having Envy really showing up with the sniper and made a
Damn.
impact to open things up on the front side for them and showing some versatility.
Imagine tech didn't leave Tribe Gaming. Well, it's not even tech.
Absolutely.
It's the roster.
Keep on saying it until the cows come home. Envy is a solid pickup for this team. He only serves to improve the roster. And I think
Team Mayhem eliminated? No, it's a best of 5.
right between the
They're one game away from, what's it called, losing. But it's not elim, it's like,
we are just trying to take down LG. That is our
what's it called?
Purpose at the moment is
Groups, I believe.
the #1 domestic North American team to start challenging some of the top tier rosters around the globe over at Masters. Picking up Envy is step #1 to doing exactly that. They're looking really, really good versus Mayhem at the moment. The Hardpoint might have been extremely close. That search and destroy was not. And now moving forward in towards the control.
damn.
Again,
That's actually tough though.
This is still looking like a pretty close series. I don't think Rejects are going to run away with it by any means, but we need to start seeing some of that kind of team play that we saw in map #1 from Mayhem if they want to come back and reverse sweep.
Yeah, it's, I mean, obviously a must-win right here because you lose the series is over, but the Crossroads strike, they look solid on last week. I don't know how much more we can keep pointing back to last week because
Ooh, Crossroads.
seems to have kind of gone out the window as it is going to be Rejects on the defense to get things started right here, and Jez, or actually on the offense to get things started. They clear out the entirety of the mid-map right there, and they full stack onto A. Looks like one tick already locked in right here. And Mayhem forced way back, panicking, trying to find some route onto the objective. That's going to be Teabag.
What the heck is happening?
Instantly traded out, and now finally they're able to fight back. They get
What the heck?
over on A, but just like that, the Rejects hot beat.
And Rejects doing a really good job at the moment, kind of spreading the defense as thin as possible, but you got to be careful about players potentially making flanks happen. Teabag did just try exactly that, but Rabalo going to shut them down.
They're really pushed up.
So Rejects,
What are your predictions for this? I want Mayhem to win so he could go to like 4th map.
And they just can't seem to do
I'll say
so.
3-2 Mayhem. I think it's going to go back and forth.
Now maybe an opportunity has presented itself here from Mayhem. They have to get on the flank because it won't be long before...
What? Not the PDW. They're so close on B. Oh my god. The melee.
They've locked
5 lives up?
chunk of life lead right here.
Yeah.
Able to hop, but
Ooh, big kills.
tend to play TDM and try to keep things cleared over toward A.
Oh, they're going for the cap.
For Rejects here. Envy trying to play his life to the best.
Whoa, big kill.
Solo with the hip fire on the R9. Not typically the route
That nade. That nade, yo.
Clears out one before getting traded by a nade. The lives start to get close.
What?
Cartel's over the top side though, goes big. Kings finds another. That lead has built back up to 6. Rejects do hop on, but down 5 lives. They've got to be careful as can be. Teabag's going to be able to clear out one. Trades do go the opposite direction, but now no respawns remain for Rejects. They've got to get it locked in right here.
They need to get on. Oh my god.
Get in 5 to 10. They still take the round.
Wow.
Don't let that happen. And that is a product, by the way, of Rejects early on in that control. Despite the fact that they were at a life disadvantage.
Wow. Well played from Rejects. They were down lives and they just
So important here.
5-man B, bro. I mean A.
Cannot let happen if you're Mayhem, and you will be kicking the floor.
Oh my god.
And now you have to have a quick response. If you're
That is
Mayhem,
actually
you have
bad.
to start this round where you can try and capture one of these points early.
Mayhem did sell that.
Very, very different story is Rejects. I don't think they were even really ready for what happened towards the end of that round, but at the start of this one, doing a really good job at the moment at keeping Team Mayhem at bay. No progression made just yet. Solo over the top here with the R9 finds the first kill. Now slide out for the second. Rabalo is there to pick things up.
Okay.
They've got control at A. Mayhem.
Lives are even, but that's the thing. Rejects are holding them back where they don't like let them get any ticks.
Before that tick of progression gets locked in, so Mayhem still nothing to work with.
Big lurk.
Trying to avoid the spawn trap right now. Rabalo's going to be able to clear all the way through. It was actually Raph being pesky in the opposition spawn, but Mayhem have still not made anything out of it. Raballo, S-Thug operates.
Solo is so fast.
S-Thugs is going to run out, but Raballo's still got something to work with, and now it's Rejects taking the life advantage. And with no ticks of progression, the pressure continues to build onto Mayhem.
Mayhem's crazy.
Avenue onto either of these objectives for a minute. Blur's going to be able to pick a couple right there. But if you don't hop the objective, it doesn't mean a thing.
Yeah, that is great operator utilization coming up from Rejects just right at the start of this round, because it's given them now
Never mind, bro.
The Mayhem are going to struggle to bring back.
What's the difference between Rejects and Tribe? So Rejects is the same roster as last year's Tribe roster, except they have Envy now, and they drop Space.
Because that's just not going to work at this stage of the round. 5 versus 11 now.
And they're just not signed to Tribe anymore. They're just called Rejects. They're not under Tribe. 12 seconds? Yeah, there's no chance.
Left in attack here with
Ooh!
10 seconds left.
We got freed.
Kings and Cartels, they're down for the count. Raph and Fleur, the last remaining.
Oh my god, Raph!
But when you're in a 1 versus
Raph's
8
movement is OP.
scenario, you're really just asking for a miracle, and that's not going to happen as Blur not able to produce, and Rejects off the back of that early operating.
Rejects is last year's Tribe team,
able to win the round.
but with the few roster changes and not under Tribe anymore.
Once again, just pretty much sitting in that sniper's nest position for the entirety of the round. When you need to get players into position to get on the objective, you got to be able to make those adjustments. Is able to find first blood right there, but
big.
Having somebody so separated from the rest of the action has resulted in Mayhem not having any mid-map control.
Oh my god.
Pretty much both of these rounds.
Space? Space is in Truly now.
The back half of that first round couldn't make anything out of it as they give up the objective capture. Got to make adjustments.
For the new Tribe squad, Tribe doesn't have a team. Tribe hasn't signed any team. They usually sign a team for champs.
I don't know that Raph has seen Envy around the backside of boxes right here, but he is going to be able to get at least 2 and keeps the Reject spawning at bay.
This has been a much better round out of Mayhem.
That's the thing, Mayhem is winning this round, but they're investing like 3 ops already. They're Claw, Equalizer, and Sparrow.
Number 1 was the case of them splitting the defensive line of Mayhem across the map, but Raph is now doing some serious damage.
Up 8 lives, dude. Mayhem is doing really well. Oh, Solo, relax. Oh my! Equalizer out.
Versus 17. This might be the swing back for momentum. Solo now with the equalizers. He wants to single-handedly disrupt.
Yo.
Well, do it has completely wiped off Mayhem and sent their defense to a reset right here. Cartels tucked away in the
big kill.
to avoid the equalizer. He's able to do it, but they give up A completely for free. And with their lack of
only up by 3 now.
To make the rotation on over to B. At least 1 player cut off on the way over, but S-Thug's gonna pop the Annihilator to see what he can find right here. Cartels is gonna be able to find 1. Raballo the opposite direction, finding 1 for himself.
Big kills.
Be able to find a whole lot of value out of this. I'm not sure a single kill for him. And he's just making sure there's no flank setup as the players do get set up.
They have double on B.
Team Mayhem have got to counter.
They're on the point, double stacking here, are they? And it's going to be a double kill coming through from Envy. King's on the other side now. He's got the Annihilator out, picked up the first kill, just waiting for another player to peek. And there it is versus Jez. That's 4 in a row for him. And I think that's probably this round.
Oh, nice.
Another one for Kings, just adding insult to injury at this point.
Yeah, it's done.
Stuck for a 1v6. Wouldn't this be nice? In a dream world, maybe.
Okay, Blur has his op. Raballo and someone else has their ops.
Big difference between that round number 1 and round number 3. Again, Team Mayhem did not split them on the defense. They made sure they stayed in their spawn.
This is close.
The question is, can Mayhem find something here on the offensive side that's going to have an impact for them to hop the objective early? They do get 1 player on, but nobody has read Solo right here, and he should be able to find at least 1 on.
If Mayhem wins this round, they win the whole thing, I think.
Goes through, but the trades are there, and that's the start that Mayhem are looking for as they get 1 player onto A as well. Blur hopping the objective, getting a little bit more involved.
Good trade.
In the mix, and that is going to be the start that gives them the opening to
big flank.
Onto A. Solo looking for a flank right here, but that's not a gun with a whole lot of range.
Damn.
Take him down very nearly a full capture. It looks like Reject's going to be able to get rid of that last tick of progression. But regardless, a solid start.
They should, yeah, they should commit to A.
To be honest, if you're Rejects, this is, yeah, you've saved A, but
No!
it's not exactly the end of the
It's
world
one
if you lose it
tap.
because it focuses your progression or focuses your attention, I should say, over towards B.
Oh, they're down
You do
lives.
not want to let Mayhem split you on the defense, split your attention between both. points.
Choke.
Now Mayhem looking to make their way over towards B. They want to do exactly that. Big 1v1 here for Raph.
Oh, big.
And Raph's going to win it. Playing his life almost perfectly. Envy now forced to utilize the claw in an attempt to make a flanking from behind. On the other side, we've got T-Bag.
No way.
The Sparrow. A lot of operators now coming
Sparrow
out.
choked.
Teams. Rejects, though, you've got to imagine are better for it, considering they now have a 6 life advantage.
It might be done.
Hammer stuck in their spawn.
And they've got to use all their operators at this point. Down 6 lives, and you got to find an avenue onto the objective. Raph's able to find one onto Raballo. Cartels has popped the claw right here. Is he
What the
gonna
hell?
find anything out of it? The lives continue to go the way of Rejects. And Raph doing his best to try to...
He can't find anyone.
From this squad, finally gets the read onto Jez and gets the kill, but such minimal value as they finally lock in A.
Oh, 5v12?
Good push onto B. The question is, what can they make out of it? T-Bag finds the opening right there, but instantly traded with Envy earning a press.
Oh, damn.
It's going to take a miracle for Mayhem to win the round.
Yeah, surely that Predator missile just comes down pretty much straight away. Yeah, that's exactly the case here. Envy gonna...
Damn, it's done.
Cartels, Kings, what do you got for us here? Cartels, nothing. Kings, 1 versus 9, please. Order up.
Aww.
Kings is gonna be denied and Rejects 3.
Well played. Well played. 3-0.
3-0 in the series. That is a statement victory.
Yeah, no, after that game 1, Mayhem just went downhill.
I think Mayhem are going to look back at that control and see a lot
Dude.
of different scenarios where things could have gone very differently.
Yeah, well, that's a rip.
Look at that 10-5 life differential, and they lose the round because you don't have anybody.
When is Trovo Mayhem gonna start? I don't know. You mean Mobile Mayhem?
Rejects.
I don't know when Mobile Mayhem's happening.
That is, like you said, a statement win right there over a team that swept them twice.
That is tough.
And they are absolutely
Mayhem got clapped.
completely different team right now.
Oh, we've been asking questions, right? I mean, where do Mayhem and Rejects...
Dude, Mayhem choked a lot that series. Game 1, they choked. They had the lead for the entire game up until the end. Well, in S&D, they got blown out. There's no choke in that. And then Control round 1, they choked.
Convincingly winning the Search and Destroy, coming out here in...
Wow.
Winning this Control as well. The Hardpoint was the only map in the series where really it felt close between these two teams.
Much love, Azto. Dude, that's tough. That's actually tough. That was a good, like...
They're looking dangerous. I'm not gonna lie. It's that's definitely gonna be the match to watch. And I think also the question has to be begged: are Mayhem top 3 in NA anymore? Like, is there a possibility that they've been surpassed by Truly, just based on the gap between these teams?
I don't think so.
I think that match is gonna be a really.
I think it's still...
Some big questions when it comes to our top 4 after this.
What's it called? I still think it's
Which means in the coming weeks,
Mayhem Rejects
we're starting to
and
see some of those
LG.
head-to-heads. They're going to be really, really interesting.
But yeah, this series, Mayhem just choked a lot.
I mean,
Just choked a lot, bro.
LG, such strong performances on the day today.
I hype Cartels up and he goes 11-24, bro. Get Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, LG...
I take everything back. Jesus OP.
I mean, they look scary. I think it was just a case of, for LG, we were looking for reaffirmation that they are just as scary as they were before. They've lost none of that scare factor. For Rejects, I think it has been a case of how much scarier do they look now with Envy? And I think they've sharpened their teeth quite a lot. Especially compared to Rejects, where it just feels like a lot of the holes in their gameplay when we look back...
Rejects definitely can fix up their hardpoint, though. Their hardpoint was looking a little bit bad.
Looks more convincing for them to be able to capitalize on a mistake, like what we saw in round...
I agree, Mazer. Today, Mayhem, their hardpoint looked really good, and then they just started choking. S&D did not look good at all, but Control looked good until they were like, they choked that round, you know?
Difference maker, I think, for this Rejects roster. I'm loving it. I love this roster.
I thought you and your team gonna... No, I'm not in a team.
Lots of decisive victories here today, whether they were on stream or they were our off-stream matches. But at the end of it all, it's creating an even bigger disparity when
What
we're
good
looking
matches are happening next
forward
week?
to those upcoming weeks for the
Where's
rest of the
Jesus?
town,
He's
because
bench right
teams
now.
that were already doing well and that
Subbed
were
out
already
at the moment.
top did not falter this week, giving themselves so much more cushion, which they didn't need. It's more the fact that anyone who is now down towards the bottom is going to be in such a rough patch to even try to make it into that bubble for top 4 for challenge finals. So
yeah, it's definitely a really tough spot for the rest of the teams, and obviously Team NBA with that forfeit are likely just out of the running completely. So in the upcoming weeks, obviously, we are going to focus that much more on those big time matchups, because those are matchups, even though they may not be impacting whether or not a team's making the playoffs, it's impacting seeding, which is obviously going to play a huge role as well. How does one team compare up against another? What's the head-to-head look like? What are their map
EU
pools
games
look like?
tomorrow. Is there any
And
good
it's
EU
gonna
matches?
create
I mean,
a really,
Omni against
really
Kings
fun
already
race.
finished. I want to see exclusive against Omni or exclusive against Kings.
In particular, because next week, I don't think there's any excuse once you get into week 3 that you haven't started rectifying the map pools, your vetoes against some of these top teams. You know where the strongest maps are. At this point, if you don't, I think that's kind of on you. So.
yeah, lots of fine tuning in the weeks to come to really perfect their gameplay heading into those challenge finals. But we'll
In
take a look
37
at
hours.
what
Boy,
happened
it's-
tonight, those final scores for what we
Damn,
saw here on
3-0s
the
all
stream. Like we said,
around.
3-0s across the board. Lots of these teams really dominating their performances. Not
Glorious is
surprising,
not
considering
you.
we
They're
saw lots of
Latam.
heavy hitters and truly LG rejects. So this is where we ended up. But the bigger visual is where it's affecting the leaderboard, like we mentioned, because that's going
tough.
to be when you start to see the bigger disparity. We even had some teams after last week that had only gotten one match under their belt, so we were waiting to see what would happen, where
That's
that was
actually
going to
tough.
shake out. Right now, Luminosity and
Why is
Rangers,
Luminosity
4-0,
the only
3-0
team with
respectively at the top, truly
the
top
logo?
one.
Is it because they're number
You
1
mentioned this,
right now?
Bobby, you said that Disciples might end up being up in that top 4, and they're there right now.
They are there right now. Given the performance they put up against Luminosity, I don't have high hopes that they will stay there. But once again, if they can somehow take a series off of either Truly or Mayhem, there's absolutely a chance that they could make playoffs. It's a very, very tall task. I think you'll
That's
look at
not happening.
the difference in the talent level between.
That's not happening. Anyways, I'ma hop off now. That was a good game to watch, that's for sure. So thank you all so much for watching it with me. I appreciate it, and I'm gonna be back streaming some Call of Duty mobile gameplay most likely tomorrow. Mayhem needs to win all their next games, basically. Anyways, hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye bye. Take care.